You're listening to the SS Experience on SMG.
Recording in progress.
What up, though? You listen to the SS Experience streamed on the SMG Podcast Network app. Download the SMG Podcast Network app on all your Apple devices. Android, I'm getting to you. You can listen to the SS Experience wherever you get podcasts. Amazon Music, Samsung Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and the usual suspects, Spotify and the iHeartRadio app. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, re-rate, re-review, resubscribe, download, subscribe, unsubscribe. Do that process over and over and over again so the algorithm can think that we popping out here in these digital streets. We're back in the studio. I didn't feel like recording from in the crib because we got like a lot of content that I'm actually recording now. So don't judge me if you see me in the same shirt. I did all of this in the same day. I might have put it out on different days, but nah, I'm not wearing the same faded Dare shirt. You know what I'm saying? Vintage shirt. I'm outside. You know what I'm saying? So SS Experience, man, we back though, man. Using the what you call it, the transparent background. That's why the background looks different, you know what I'm saying, on the screen. It's not the whiteboard and all of that stuff, but it looks real dope nonetheless, though, man. It's good to be back in the actual studio. Hair's kind of woofy. The hair gets done tomorrow, so maybe the next video that you see me, well, not maybe, the next video that you see me, oh yeah, all of this is going to be done. It's going to be nice for the video audience right there. Don't forget to hit us up on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@the-SS Experience. No E to the Giving Experience. We are almost at 100 subscribers. Now, you would probably think, shouldn't he already be at 100 subscribers? No, it's been a slow fucking grind. But don't forget, the second that we hit 100 subscribers, we're giving away $100. So if you want that $100 to hurry up, tell a friend to hit that subscribe button, man. We really appreciate it. The button is somewhere down there, and then hit that little bell too so you get notifications every time that a YouTube video drops. I want to give a special shout out to Coach Mo. Whether you watch this video first and then that one, or you watch that one and now you're here, shout out to Coach Mo, newly associate head coach at Elizabeth City State University, coaching the women's team. He's the ops now. As a lot of you may or may not know, the CIAA is, you know, the Elizabeth City State is in that conference. So he's leveled up to a higher conference. And yeah, he's the ops now. You know what I mean? So we get to heckle him when Virginia State plays him, when we go there to Elizabeth City and vice versa and all of that. But it's all love, man. Proud of Coach, man, doing his thing, man. We had a good women's basketball conversation. I really wish we had more time to do the Jordan LeBron GOAT talk, because it's like Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. It's like Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. In every season, you have to have that matchup. The season isn't the season unless you have that matchup. So a podcast with Coach Mo isn't a podcast with Coach Mo if we don't have a Jordan versus LeBron debate. And sports media is built off that shit. You know what I'm saying? So we need it. I need the clicks. I need the likes. I need the views. So we're doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody talks about it. And speaking of something that everybody's talking about right now, and I don't know if everybody, or no, you know what? A lot of people are talking about this. Atlanta, look, just to peel back the curtain real quick. Today is June 11th, 2024. I don't normally do local shit on the podcast because we pride ourselves on being not international, but a national podcast. You know what I'm saying? We got listeners out in San Diego. I don't know how the fuck y'all found me in San Diego, but the algorithm on the RSS feed says people from San Diego listen to the pod and download the pod. Hey, stay classy, San Diego. I appreciate you so much. So, you know, obviously Virginia, Ohio, and all of that stuff, North Carolina. So, you know, we got bits and pieces all over the great United States of America. But Atlanta's been crazy as fuck today. So if you don't, okay, I can't say this because, you know what I'm saying, like Rick Ross said, you know what I'm saying, baby mama's still the biggest op. So I can't say where I got this information from, but in Atlanta, there was like a shooting at the hub at Peachtree Center. So it's kind of like a little mallish looking spot that's like in downtown Atlanta. Niggas started shooting at the food court. It was two shooters. They were shooting at each other, but like four, so basically five people, but one of the shooters didn't get hit. You know what I'm saying? So two people shooting at each other, four people shot, but it was two shooters. You know what I'm saying? So the fifth person is the other shooter. He might not have got hit. He dipped and they don't know they found him, right? So that kind of had traffic all fucked up in downtown. So then maybe about like 45 minutes later type shit, you know what I'm saying? Unrelated incident, but damn near around the same area. Motherfucker took the Gwinnett transit bus. Now, in most areas, you got your local city bus. Then if you live in the outskirts, there's buses that, take you from the outskirts and bring you into the city. So the Gwinnett bus is one of those outskirt buses. Nigga took the Gwinnett bus. So he gets on the bus. He shoots the driver. I don't know. I think the driver noticed that he tried to take the bus. So he hits the panic button. And the shooter shoots the bus driver. So he's all fucked up. Now, this was the hilarious part. So as the buses move, if the dude is driving the bus trying to get away, you know how the bus tells you the route number? So it'd be like, Route 9, Chesterfield or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just imagine your local bus. But imagine that shit saying, dial 911, bus is hijacked. We need help on all of the signs. So if you just driving around, you're just driving, you know what I'm saying? You're just doing your thing and, you look at the bus, you passing the bus, whatever. You're like, dial 911, bus is hijacked. Oh, shit. That type of shit, like, he got caught, like, in the next county because Atlanta is Fulton County. Gwinnett is, like, a county past that. So it's like you had to go through, you're in Fulton. You have to get through DeKalb, and then there's Gwinnett. He didn't make it past DeKalb, and he got caught up there. So I'm like, well, damn, what the fuck is going on out here on June 11th, 2024? Oh, almost a week until Juneteenth. And fucking sane. Bringing it back to Atlanta. Now, this isn't Atlanta local news. It's local for us here, but it's national because of the person. Young Thug's attorney, Brian Steele, got sentenced to 20 days in jail after being held in contempt of court. Now, this is why he got held in contempt of court. The DA and the judge and the witness had a secret meeting in his chambers. Now, that's a huge no-no because everybody has to be present, especially in the judge's chambers. So, attorney Brian Steele caught wind of it and put the judge on blast. Like, hey, I know y'all had this little powwow meeting that y'all was talking behind my client's back, and I wasn't there. Why wasn't I there? So the judge is like, well, how do you know that we had this meeting? A attorney was like, hey, man, I ain't got nothing for you. Y'all's holding out information on me. I ain't got to tell you shit. Judge is like, Mr. Steele, we needed, how did you find out about this confidential meeting between an informant, the DA, and myself? Attorney like, I ain't got enough. Look, I mean, he didn't say I ain't got enough for you, but in his own words, he probably used legal, jargon. Judge sending him to 20 days in court. I'm gonna try to get the video up, but if I don't have the video, I'm gonna try to put the video up, of the whole situation real quick. I don't know how I'm gonna do it in post-production or not. You know what I'm saying? Maybe one of those run the clip.
You all are really getting yourselves cross purposes at this point in time. Sir, I'm telling you, you are at this point in time. You made some things out of nothing. I think that you're on very precarious ground at this point in time. So I'm telling you at this point in time, he's in custody. We're going to go ahead and start. You can represent Mr. Williams. That's okay. That's fine. I'll take up the other stuff as needed, but I'm not going to take it up right now. Say again? Respectfully, I will not. I cannot. Sir, you have to. Well, you're going to have to do the best you can at this point in time, because you don't get to extort the court. That's what you're attempting to do at this point in time. Sir, yes, you are. What you're trying to do is, I'm not going forward if I don't get this. It doesn't work that way, Mr. Adams. And I'm telling you at this point in time, I would just kind of govern yourself accordingly. Sir, I'm telling you, as the court, under these particular circumstances, everything will come out as it should. I don't think. Sir, I don't have enough information at this point in time to address it. I don't. But I'm telling you at this point in time, there is nothing that was given, said, whatever, this morning.
If there is any accuracy to some of the information that we are.
But sir, I don't even know. Your co-counsel won't even tell me who said whatever. Okay. And the challenge I'm having in this particular circumstance is that is such a violation of the sacrosanctness of the court's chambers and an ex parte conversation. You're just glossing over that. You're glossing over that in its entirety. No. It's not, sir. That's not what happened. That's not what happened. That's not what happened. I'm just telling you, that's not what happened.
Judge, respectfully, we are not obligated to simply accept that there's been no violation. We believe that there has been, and the only. Okay, well then no, we're not doing that at this point in time. So you'll have a choice to make. All right, take Mr. Steele into custody, please.
Your Honor, would the court afford me one moment to confer with counsel regarding the appropriate remedy in this type of situation?
Okay, all right.
May I say one thing, Your Honor?
Yes, sir, you certainly may.
Mr. Williams does not wish to go forward without me being here. You are removing me against his will, my will. You're taking away his right to counsel. And you're conducting material parts of this trial without me present, and I can't learn about it by watching online. So for that reason, additionally, I asked for a mistrial. And I assume you denied, but I'd like you to deny our motions for mistrial. You denied the other people.
I've denied your motion, but I'll certainly take that under advisement, sir. We're going to be in recess for the next 5 minutes.
And then the clip runs, and if not, then I'll just basically tell you about it. So he's taking off his tie, he's taking off his belt, because obviously when you go into custody, you can't have any of that on because they don't want you to hang yourself. Even though he's an attorney, he's not gonna fucking hang himself. So he goes to the stand, he goes to the, to the podium, and it's like, well, I know that you're not going to grant me this, but I would like to, on the motion, on the record, ask for a mistrial due to this procedure that we wasn't included in. Judge obviously said, okay, motion denied, and dude went to jail. You know what I'm saying? He's about to do 20 days in jail. This isn't the first time that somebody got held in contempt, you know what I'm saying, on Young Thug's side. So who's the dude? Little Woody. Now, I saw a tweet that was like, Lil Woody's about to go to jail because he refused to testify. So right when I was about to tweet, oh, Lil Woody, he the only real nigga that ain't testifying. I seen comments like, before I hit send, was like, Lil Woody's the snitch that started the whole shit. I'm like, oh, that's dirty work. Like, you start the whole shit, you get immunity, and then you refuse to testify? Oh, that's dirty work. That's super dirty work right there. Because if you're gonna tell, snitch. I mean, I don't like snitching. You know what I'm saying? I'll lay it down, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I still think Gun is, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say Gun is a rat because everybody said. I would just say I wouldn't have done what Gunna did. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have did what Gunna did. You know what I'm saying? But that's neither here nor there. So Little Woody, Kenneth Copeland, that's his name. You know what I'm saying? Basically, let me read this real, because I'm actually about to read the post real quick, because they actually got some affidavits up real quick. So this comes from our friends at XXL Magazine. We've been stealing content from them since 2014, probably later than that, for real. YSL RICO case judge Earl Glanville, Earl, Ural, Ural, nigga, who named you? Anyway, orders all the people who were present during the ex parte meeting with prosecutor witness Kenneth Lil Woody Copeland on June 10th to report to court on June 25th and reveal who told Young Thug's attorney Brian Steele about the meeting. Steele was held in contempt of court and sentenced to 20 days in jail for having knowledge of the meeting, but refusing to divulge who told him about it, which, again, that's what I basically said without having to read it, right? Now, again, you're not supposed to do that. You know what I mean? Because you don't know what type of shady shit they was talking about. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what type of shady shit that they was talking about. You know what I'm saying? So the simple fact that they had a secret meeting, which I guess during the ex parte meeting, which I'm assuming, Latin ex, I guess to X out and then parte, like the party. You know what I'm saying? If I'm reading my Latin correctly, I'm saying I gotta brush up on my Latin a little bit. That shit's fucking insane. That shit is crazy that they would actually have that type of situation going on. That's how people know that this whole case is bullshit. This YSL case is the longest running case I guess it's either in the state of Georgia or the city of Atlanta, something along those lines. It's one of those type of cases, and it's one of those type of situations or whatnot. So it's kind of like, bro, like, come on, guys, like, what the fuck are we doing here? You know what I mean? So we don't know what the hell is going to come from this, but he refused. Lil Woody refused to testify, which is like, it's the thing that people thought Thug would have had to do, right? Because I remember I was talking with Skip, you know what I'm saying, when this whole thing went on, shout out to Five Star. And he was like, in the paperwork, it says he doesn't have to hit the stand and testify. So I'm like, what? They were like, so he just basically gets to say, yeah, YSL is a gang, walk out of jail and live life? How did your lawyer get that shit going to where it's like, yeah, he doesn't have to testify on the stand? Because normally that's how the whole thing works is you give us something, we give you immunity, but then when we call you to come to the stand, you have to do that. For whatever reason, Gunna doesn't have to, you know what I'm saying, go to the stand for whatever, which is crazy to me. But this case, we're still trying to figure out what this case is about because RICO is a big blanket. It's like you be around somebody that's committing a felony and it's a whole bunch of felonies around this one little felony, and everybody gets to go down if you're in any way associated with said felony. That's how RICOs work. And nobody knows what's the original RICO. Like, is it money laundering? Is it murder? I mean, they've been saying like, okay, he ordered hits and all this other stuff, but it's like, yo, is that in the RICO or are we just saying things? We're just saying bad things and just throwing it under the umbrella of it's the RICO, it's the RICO, it's the RICO. Like, no, like, what the fuck are we doing? So I believe that eventually, like I said, everybody, even I think I did a video not too long ago where somebody was on the stand and was like, yo, they ain't got nothing to do with me. They ain't got nothing to do with me. Why the fuck y'all bring me out of jail to talk about this shit? Nobody is really talking about anything. You know what I mean? To my knowledge, like I said, the only clips from these RICO or YSL cases is when people buck and be like, I'm not talking. I ain't saying shit. Or obviously when Gunna said shit, which again, he just said YSL is a gang. It's not just a label, it's a gang, which is like, bro, you didn't have to say that shit, like, at all. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, what is, again, I've said this before, what is the end game? Like, what are you trying to accomplish with this bullshit? Because eventually Thug's about to get out. You know what I mean? And when that happens, Atlanta is going to be on fire. And I'm not talking about fire because of violence. I'm talking about there's going to be hella free Thug parties. Thug might not even pop up to the party. Cats are just going to throw put Thug on a flyer and be like, we're celebrating Thug being free type shit. And I'm telling you, them parties is going to be lit. I will definitely, probably, maybe not, I don't know, be at one of those parties. Just saying, though, because it is what it is. But I don't have too much. I don't have too much knowledge about it for real. I just want to know what you guys think of the SS experience. Just comment under, the post or whatever, and we can pretty much figure it out and go from there or whatnot. But yeah, man, this is just. I just think this is just some dirty work, yo. Like when you got the snitch, the prosecutor, and the judge. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't know. They could be telling him to say something. As a matter of fact, y'all watch Power. I know y'all do. I know y'all watch Power. Y'all remember the last episode, not the last episode of this season, the last episode of last season when they was in court and damn man, the Blasian chick, man. I forget the name of her character, you know what I'm saying? But damn, it's just slipping, it's just fucking slipping my mind or whatever. But she was basically on the stand and she was like, yeah, that's what you told me to say. And it basically like fucked up the whole entire case. I know her name is Paige, but I'm trying to think of her name, her character in Power. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, basically fucked up the whole case. But like, yeah, that's what you told me to say, even though it really wasn't. But that's what you told me to say. That's the same thing that could be going on right now in that could be going on right now in that courtroom. You know what I'm saying? That fucking they could be telling him to freaking say some shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, she ain't a Blasian. She's African American and Puerto Rican. Interesting. All right, no, I'm trying to get the name because we all watch Power, and you know what I'm saying, I feel bad for like not really like remembering the power, her power character. And once I see it too, I'm gonna feel dumb as fuck. I'm gonna be like, damn, that was her fucking name. How the fuck did I know what I'm saying? How the fuck did I mess that shit up? You know what I'm saying? Lauren. Yeah, I wouldn't have got that. I ain't gonna cap. I wouldn't have got that. But anyway, know what I'm saying? So Lauren's on the stand and she, you know what I'm saying, the DA is like, yeah, so you said that, such and such, you know what I'm saying, pushed you in the river. Yeah, that's what you told me to say. Case dismissed, gone. I'm just saying that could be a thing. Like they could have been like, man, look, we getting our ass kicked out here. What do you got? Look, we need you to say X, Y, and Z, and let's get this thing popping. You got immunity. You not about to go to jail, but you are, bitch. That's pretty much what the immunity is, especially if it's not one of those gunner deals, you know what I'm saying, where it's like yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is though. But all I'm saying is that this case is one of the most worst cases in the world because it's like, what is the purpose? You feel me? What is the real purpose of this said case? Really? Like what are we really talking about here? Like, violence goes on in every particular city. If this is true, which I'm not saying it is, where's the fall guy? Where's the real fall guy? Because if Thug's supposed to be the leader, the gang leader of YSL, but YSL is a record label, and you know that he's the front man because he does music, it's YSL, you know what I'm saying, it's slime shit. Where's the fall guy that's supposed to be like, yeah, that's all, yeah, that's all me. You know what I'm saying? You always have to have a fall guy. Even when Mike Vick went down for the dog fighting shit, it's dog fighting. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they said that they electrocuted dogs and they drowned dogs and all this other shit, which is from a lively standpoint fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Where was the fall guy in that shit? You know what I'm saying? You don't let the $1 million man not be the $1 million man and sit in jail for fucking dog fighting. That shit is crazy. I spoke about that a long time ago, so we're not about to hash out no old shit because Mike Vick ended up getting millions right after that shit. You know what I'm saying? When he played for my Philadelphia Eagles, he got signed another $100 million contract because he's that guy. All I'm saying is that in every organization where you are fronting like you're legit, which, like I said, if YSL is a gang, but they're a record label, then somebody has to be the fall guy in the event that shit goes down. And there was no fall guy. Where was the fall guy? Because Thug should not be sitting here in this courtroom, you know what I'm saying, getting jail fat, you know what I mean? Just fucking sitting here like, yeah, man, like this is bullshit. Like, come on, bro. Like, y'all, like, nigga, like I think this might not have been the first. Like I think he probably got like 2 attorneys that got locked up for contempt. Maybe not under the same, you know, situation is Brian Steele, but I know that I've seen some stories before where like Young Thug's attorneys is getting locked up, and I remember in the video too, which I'm gonna really try to find the video and have it played. If it didn't play already, like I said, I'm just rambling and talking right now. That he basically tells the judge like, so you about to throw me in jail for contempt, but you still about to keep these proceedings going, and you're gonna have my client sit here without his representation. I think that's why he said it needs to be a mistrial, because that's procedurally fucked up. It's a whole bunch of dirty work, man. It's a whole bunch of dirty work. But I just want to move on real quick because I'm supposed to have a musical guest that's supposed to be coming through. That's why I'm in my phone texting now, but I'm not getting any responses yet. So we're going to figure out exactly what's going on with that a little bit later. But this is the SS Experience streaming on the SMG Podcast Network app. Nicki Minaj tweeted something and she said, she's like, yeah, single. As a matter of fact, I'm going to actually pull up the tweet because a lot of people, which if you know me, I've been saying this for the longest time. I'm waiting for Nicki Minaj to get a divorce. I am trying to shoot my shot at her fine ass, which a lot of people don't feel that way about Nicki Minaj. But I guess I have like nobody really likes the females that I like. I'd be like, oh, Carly Red's the shit. I don't like that bitch. Nicki Minaj fine as fuck. Fuck her ass. I'm like, well, good thing I like him and y'all don't. Shit. So yesterday she tweeted, yes, single. Now, a lot of people was thinking, oh, she's single now. Yay. But then a lot of people was talking about is new music dropping. But you don't drop new music, especially a single, while you're actively on tour. She's starting the second leg of her American tour. I think when is that going down? Let me actually go ahead and back into my phone real quick and see when that is real quick, because she's starting the second leg of her tour. So there's no way in hell that we're gonna see, you know what I'm saying, new music from Nicki Minaj. Because even when people be on tour and they, you know, they have new music, it's like nobody wants to hear the new music. Everybody's just trying to hear the bangers. So for them to be insinuating that, oh, Nicki Minaj has new music coming out, it's a new single, that might be a tad bit of a stretch. So she's actually going to, oh, well, damn, that's actually in the fall or the end of summer. September 4th is when she's starting her new leg. So she's probably still overseas right now. So yeah, I don't think there's no new music dropping, anything like that. But a lot of people are speculating that, oh, she might be divorced. And now everybody knows the dude that she married. She married some dude who's he's like convicted. He's like a sex offender type shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, dang, like, so everywhere you go or wherever you move, he has to register as a sex offender. And that's like all on your docket because you're Nicki Minaj. He's not famous. So it's all on, you know what I'm saying, her shoulders that that she's carrying around or walking around or parading around this I guess it's not alleged if he's already convicted, and it is what it is. But, you know, yeah. So she has this pedo around. I guess we can go ahead and call it is what it is. So again, this story comes from our friends at XXL Magazine. We've been stealing content from them since 2014. Let's see here. Nicki Minaj is sparking divorce rumors after sharing 2 cryptic posts on social media, and fans are concerned. On June 10th, Nicki hopped on X, formerly known as Twitter, and wrote "Yes, single," which confused her fans. They believe either the Pink Friday rapper was about to drop a new song or that she had just divorced her husband, Kenneth Petty. Speak up now, Nicki. Don't leave us with this tweet. A fan had tweeted. Nicki then added fuel to the fire when she shared a strange video on her Instagram story a few hours after her tweet. Donning a bonnet, Nicki spoke directly to the camera and reminisced quietly about giving birth to her son Papa Bear back in 2020. And then one day they're yelling push and you're in pain, she whispers. Then one day comes out a beautiful baby boy. Thank God for your glory. Congratulations to every mom out there. You're doing a great job. In case no one's told you that, you're doing a great job. Okay, we're still trying to figure this shit out real quick. Hold on. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Who knows? Maybe it's one of those things where she realized, oh, this nigga's really a bum. And you got to think, even with me, right? Like I said, I thirst trap for Nicki Minaj all the time, right? Even though I have a career, you know what I'm saying? I work in radio, I work in podcasting, I work in media, I got my own company and all of that. In comparison to Nicki Minaj, I would be a bum. You know what I'm saying? I would be a bum because I don't have her level of success. I don't have her level of monies. I don't have none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't have none of that, right? So it's like I bring something to the table because shit, I at least can create content around you. You know what I'm saying? Put you on a podcast. You know what I'm saying? You're Queen's Radio. I could be a producer, all this other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I would still bring some sort of value, even if I don't bring the bacon, even if I don't bring home as much money. I'm never going to be a person who dates a woman and not bring any money to the table. My pops didn't raise me like that. My pops always told me never let a woman take care of you. And I understand that now because when you look at a lot of times where men be sleeping under women and all of this stuff, women always throw that in your face. Oh, you a bum ass nigga. You know what I mean? You eating off me. You sleeping on my couch. You wouldn't be here without like, who wants to hear that shit? Like one of my brothers used to go through that shit all the time with his BM, even though he would work and, he does his thing. I mean, he at most times he made more money than her, but she was more stable because she kept the crib. She kept the house. You know what I'm saying? And, and she paid up for the house. So it's like, if you want to say, well, you a bum because of that, okay, that's neither here nor there. That's a whole nother conversation. So if she's just now realizing like, oh, this nigga's a bum and he's dead weight, because like I said, everywhere she goes, she has to hear, especially in rap. Like think about how many times like, Cardi B, I forget what other females have been. I think what's my homegirl name? Terror Squad. And I hate forgetting fucking names and shit. Remy Ma. Everybody mentions your husband's a pedophile. Your husband touched kids. You know what I'm saying? That type of shit. You know what I mean? For her and her brand, who the fuck wants to go through that shit? You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't be surprised if the dude's a bum and he has unnecessary baggage. Now, if it's different, if he, you know what I'm saying, got convicted of, you know what I'm saying, touching kids and shit, but he added value to the relationship. You know what I'm saying? But if he's not adding no values, and it seemed like when she was talking about I remember, you know what I'm saying, pushing out a baby and all of this other shit, and a baby boy popped out type shit, that really sounds like some old, you don't take care of your kids. You just around type shit. You know what I'm saying? Or it could be like, because think of it like this. Nicki Minaj is on tour. But there's certain places where people with criminal records can't go to, right? So it's like, and which women are weird about this too. And I want to get into this with Naomi Campbell in a second. Women are weird about this. Women are always at like leaving their children with the father is the worst thing in the world, when it's like, yo, half of that motherfucker's mine too. If you can't leave your child with the person who also helped create them, that's a you problem, not a him problem. Because it's like, that this person is half theirs, but you don't feel comfortable enough to leave said child with father. Like, then why is this a thing? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't, like, I wouldn't have a child with somebody that I feel that I can't leave them around, because it's like, that just adds extra unwanted work and pressure on you that you have to deal with all of that shit. So I know that she's going overseas, she's traveling, doing her thing. I don't know how old her son is, you know what I mean? But I could imagine like, damn, he's all across the country, I mean, all around the world and all this other shit, you know what I'm saying? And, obviously her husband can't go to a lot of these countries. So it's like, well, shit, he's at the crib. So if she's feeling like alone and a lot of work because she's working on a tour while also being a mom at the same exact time, I can see why she may want to have a divorce, because she's like, well, shit, if I can't leave my child at home with his or her father, and his and her father can't come with me on tour because, you know what I'm saying, he's convicted of being a pedophile, you know what I'm saying, for being a tree jumper, which is an old school term, by the way. Just Google it, look it up. It's hilarious. Then what the fuck is he here for? You know what I'm saying? So if these divorce rumors are true, I'm happy because I'm going to be shooting my shot and sending DMs. You know what I'm saying? Y'all going to see a whole bunch of Nicki Minaj articles and everything. I'm going to be getting her attention. You know what I'm saying? Be like, I'm outside, Nicki. I'm here for you. But, it is what it is. People take social media way too seriously. And a non-related story real quick. LeBron James unfollowed Kendrick Perkins because Kendrick Perkins was like, he's making the whole Kyrie situation about him, and LeBron unfollowed him. So people really go in deep dives and study social media. It's like, I wouldn't be surprised if 5 to 10 years from now, there's a term that means the study of social media, right? Because people really be, oh, they just unfollowed this person, news. Oh, they just followed this person, news. Oh, they just did this cryptic tweet about whatever, news. And people really study and follow these trends and these patterns. You know what I mean? I think they're just creepy blogger stalkers or whatnot, but it really be a thing because somebody really saw that. Because I saw that, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I saw the yes single part, but I never would have created a story out of it, especially not knowing if it's factually true. Because I can go through a lot of people's tweets and say, oh, they did this, they said this, but then I don't have no factual information from it. I'm just shooting shit in the dark. And what happens when you do that? You get defamation of character. You get lawsuits. You get Tasha Cade. And nobody wants to be Tasha Cade. So nobody has time for that shit. So tying all of that into what I was saying about Naomi Campbell is because Naomi Campbell at 52 some years old just had her second surrogate baby. She's having surrogate babies because she's saying that I did not have a father growing up. My mom was strong and single and did it on her own. I can do it too. That has to be the most dumbest shit I've ever heard in the world. First off, what the fuck are you doing with kids at 50? I think it is super duper irresponsible. I think it is super duper selfish to be 50 popping out a baby. Unless maybe the child's father is 30 or something like that. But for you just to be a single mom at 50, and it's a surrogate at that. So she didn't even, because Naomi Campbell is a supermodel from back in the day. So she didn't even put her body through the whole pregnancy shit. She paid someone else to do the shit. So it's like, how much of a mom are you if you can't even go through the childbirth? At least Kim Kardashian popped out 2 babies on her own before she had a surrogate for the other 2. You feel me? So, this is one of those things where it's super toxic that a woman feels like I don't need a man and I'm going to take care of these kids on my own at fucking 50. I was watching Gil's Arena not too long ago. It wasn't Gil's Arena. It is Gil's Arena, but they was doing the episodes where they be in the crib playing video games, and sometimes they be having their kids over and shit. And Brandon Jennings was like, man, I couldn't imagine being 40 with a kid, you know what I'm saying, or 50 with a kid, because who wants to be 50? You want to be able to play with your kids. So if you popping out a baby, and again, not popping out because she's not doing the popping, but if you have a baby at 50, the kid can play a little bit at 5, 6, but it's like, little kitty play. But when they really want to play at 10, 11, you're 60. You're 60 years old. You go into the parent-teacher conferences with, 30-year-olds, you know what I'm saying? Maybe young, oldish 20-year-olds, depends on how soon they popped out their baby type shit. And you sitting there at fucking 50. That shit is insane. At 50, you could have a 30-year-old grown child. You could have a 20-year-old grown child. You know what I'm saying? You can have a 18-year-old grown child. But you running around in these parent-teacher conferences with a 10-year-old, with an 8-year-old type shit. Come on, that shit is fucking whack. Even at 40, I'm debating on if I want to have another kid. And I do for legacy purposes, but that's selfish on me. And that's what Naomi Campbell's doing. That's selfish on her. I want to have a baby. I want to raise a child, but not fucking thinking what happens if you pass away at 55 or you pass away at 60. How much, I'm about to say trauma with a T that you're going to put on these kids. Now I know you can die at any time. You know what I'm saying? You could be 30 and you're, you know what I'm saying, you're dying your kids. It can happen at any time. I 100% stand it. I'm just saying the probability of that happening is increased more because you're choosing to have a kid at a old ass age. And I'm seeing all the people like, it ain't too young to have a baby. And these women is amping this shit up right quick. They amping this shit up. Like, yeah, girl, you can have a baby anytime you want to. Age ain't nothing but a number. Shit. Tell that nigga Father Time age ain't nothing but a number. That nigga don't give a fuck neither. You know what I'm saying? Me and Coach Mo was talking about, Diana Taurasi. I'm saying like, yo, she doesn't need to be on Team USA, man. She's 42 years old. She had her time. Get her the fuck out of there. If you want to put Caitlin Clark on the squad, replace her old ass. And I'm not saying old because 42, I'm like, it ain't old in life, but it's old in that arena of basketball is what we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like, it lends to a deeper problem because her justification is, I don't need a man. My mom did it without a man, and she was just fine, and I came out fine. But history has told you that when children have fathers, that children do better. That's not going to say that they're not going to be bad or that children who don't have fathers can't be good. It's just when you have that equal balance of mother and father, you're more mentally stable. I look back at a lot of my brothers, you know what I'm saying? My friends, my brothers and shit, my RNS niggas. There's been a couple of us who was raised with a father. I was one of them. There's a couple of them who was raised without a father. Either they didn't know them or they didn't have a chance to know them. I ain't gonna tell you the stories, you know what I'm saying? That's stories between RNS niggas. And there's a situation where one has a stepfather, which is one of my brother's fathers and then stepfather. So it's all in the same house. So I've seen the father-son dynamic, the no-father dynamic, and the stepfather dynamic. I've seen all three of them. Now, that's not to say that me and the couple of the bros who have fathers are better than the ones who don't have fathers or the stepfather. It's not saying that. It's just different levels of this shit. You know what I'm saying? And for me personally, I benefited from having a mom and a dad. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things I learned from my mom, a lot of things I learned from my dad, and I blend that together, and that makes me who I am today for good, better, or worse. So when you only have one side of it, you know what I'm saying, you miss something. You know what I'm saying? Even if it was the other way around, even if I was a single father and I took my child away from their mother, they're losing the feminine love of a woman, of a mother in that type of in that example. You know what I'm saying? If it's just, father, son with no mother, you know what I'm saying? There's no female love because I can imagine if I was raised by my dad without my mom, man, that would be difficult. You know what I'm saying? And if vice versa, if I was raised with my mom without a dad, that would be difficult. You know what I mean? But again, I was blessed to have both, and I'm cool and content with that. And I feel like good, better, or worse, even if you don't agree, you need to have both because it's not about you. It's about the child. It's about the child. I say this to my child's mother all of the time when I can speak to her, which I don't speak to her at all. You know what I'm saying? But when there's times where my words, she hears my words or she reads my thoughts or she reads my sentences, I always say, it is not about you. There are two other people in this equation. It's not about you. You don't get to make all of the fucking decisions. You have to hear the information and, quote unquote, make a decision. Not, I'm not going to listen to none of you and make a decision. That's the huge difference. So Naomi Campbell doing that is just, is fucking insane. And it's always the pretty ones, right? That can't keep a man. It's like they believe that their beauty is enough. But to men, all these hoes is beautiful. All these bitches is fine. Keep it all the way a buck. You know what I'm saying? All of these bitches is fine. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? One day you might be an ass man. Next day you might be a titty man. One day you might be a lip man. One day you might like it hood. One day you might like it chill. One day you might like it ratchet. One day you might like it bougie. You know what I'm saying? It's just whatever the vibe is in the fucking moment. You know what I mean? And if you're just saying, I look pretty, every bitch looks pretty to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're big, slim, tall, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Some dude is going to find you attractive and you run with that. You know what I'm saying? But good, better, or worse. So if you're a woman going into this, you know what I'm saying, this game that we're in, excuse me, and you're just basically saying, well, I'm pretty, I'm fine, I'm cool. Nah, that's not enough, yo. Just because you look good, and again, Naomi Campbell is fine as fuck. I don't know if she got work done or anything like. I mean, not to her body because I don't think she partakes in those games because she's a model. You know what I'm saying? So models is all about slimness. If anything, she'll do whatever she can to get rid of the fat instead of take the fat and put it in certain areas. So my thing is that when you have these, oh shit. My fucking guy that was supposed to come through with the artist. Sorry, this is bad audio. But my dude, if y'all remember Gabe Lussman from New Music Weekends not too long ago, I think he was the last New Music Weekends I did here. If it was either him or Beal Ambitious. He's in the hospital right now. He was supposed to bring the artist to come through for the interview, and fucking he's in the hospital laid up. Say he was damn near about to die type shit. Wow. Prayers out to Gabe Lussman, bro. He's a solid dude too, man. Like he has real good R&B music, and it's wow. A real tear jerker way to end the pod because I was really filibustering waiting for him to come because he was supposed to come through at 9 o'clock. As we record right now, it's 9:27. So I was just filibustering, you know what I'm saying, getting this episode out real quick before he came. So basically it was Coach Mo, the solo pod, and then him with his artist coming through. Those was the three pieces of content that y'all was gonna see me wear this shirt and this crazy ass hair in. Damn. Prayers out to Gabe Lussman, man. We got to make sure that he's good, man. He's one of the solid musicians, real good dude. And I'm sick about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he said that they had to resuscitate him and he was unconscious for about like 30 minutes, barely breathing. Like, and again, he's not 50 or nothing like that, but I'm just saying, just imagine a 50-year-old having a kid and then shit like this type of shit happens. Imagine that trauma to that kid. It ain't cool just because you want to have a baby. Just because you want to be old and have a baby, just to say, I want to have a baby. Think about how that baby's life is going to be, either barely getting to know you. Say, at least when my mom passed away, I knew her. You know what I mean? It sucks when you go, no matter if you are a child at 10, 30, 20, 40. It sucks when the parent goes. But when you're at a young age and you barely know your parent, that's the sad part. So anybody out there who's in their upper 40s, your 50s, and all this other crazy shit, you know what I'm saying? I think I fucking read it Mark Davis. That nigga done nutted up in a bitch and he's about to have a baby. He's savage. Like, come on, guys. Like, what the fuck are we doing, man? We got to think about the children in these type of situations. But we're just going to end it on that, bro. Because I ain't got nothing else, man. You know what I'm saying, man? Gabe is one of the solid dudes, you know what I'm saying, of this indie industry. We had a lot of work we was about to, that we are going to do. I'm not going to say about because he ain't gone, but I mean, it's already like 9 some o'clock and I'm hungry as fuck. I want to go to the crib and eat. You know what I'm saying? If I ain't making no bread, I want to go home and chill and edit this shit and get it out to you. So this is the SS experience, man. Make sure you rate, review, subscribe, re-rate, re-review, resubscribe. Keep doing that process over and over and over again so the algorithm can think that we popping out here in these digital streets. And I'll holler at y'all, man. Don't forget, as a matter of fact, let me go ahead and get this out here now real quick. Don't forget that this Friday, I'm going to be at the Lenox Theater in Columbus, Ohio. I'm going to be out there with Sensei EJ of EJ Warriors Academy for Science with Khalif. Tickets are on sale right now. You can get them for $15 at the door, or you can go to EJ Warriors Karate Academy right now out on Livingston Avenue. Please give me a second while I get that information up real quick. Geez. Where is that? I should be definitely more prepared for this. Here we go. June 14th at the Lenox Theater. Okay, I already said that tickets was $15. My bad. Did he text me this information? I know this is bad audio. How about we do this? We can always do this. Text Sensei EJ to 614-999-6361. Tell Sensei that you're trying to get tickets for Science with Khalif and pull up on us at the Lenox Theater out in Columbus, Ohio this Friday, June the 14th. We definitely love to see y'all there. And also, I have a new Disney Connect. I will let you guys know about that pretty soon on 106.7 The Beat. It's my plug. It's my thing that I have going on. But for the radio audience, I'm going to hook y'all up with something that I got going on because that's what I like to do for my listeners and my fans, all 30 of you, because we're growing slowly but surely. It's the SS Experience. I'll holla. Easy.
You're listening to the SS Experience on SMG.